As I told you, any enterprise system, the fundamentals are, it is process oriented, it cuts across different functional view of the organization, functional departments, and the basic foundation is database which is centralized. So, now let us understand ERP. I have already touched upon some portion of ERP in enterprise system. Let me give some more clarity on enterprise resource planning. Enterprise resource planning is another one important information system for the organization. It is one of the most important enterprise system of the organization. It is for all the departments, most of the departments of the organizations. It is more about internal rather than external, which we will discuss in case of supply chain management and customer relationship management. ERP is a set of interdependent modules to support, coordinate and control internal business process of the organization. It does not focus on functions. I do not mean that functions should be removed. Function will be there, but the process view. If you have a process view in the organization, there will be a process owner. But in case of functions, there are many owners, many department heads, no one is owner of the process. Hence, ERP takes care of the process and the processes are integrated in the organization. For example, functions, planning is a function, stores is a function, personnel is a function, each are function, and process, as I have already told you, order process is a process. So, generally process view instead of functional view, and the process cuts across all the departments. And examples of ERP, as I have already told you, SAP is one example, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, these are all examples of. Let us understand what are the advantages of enterprise resource planning. We discussed a lot about it. Cycle time, it reduces the cycle time of the different process. It reduces the operational cost. It provides information on a real time basis to different stakeholders of the organization, different process owners. So, that because here processes are integrated and different process owners get the information in a real time basis. The best part is that the best practices of a business process are kept in the inside the enterprise resource planning. The best practices means practices which are considered best in different companies, different type of processes, logistic process, order fulfillment process, supply chain process, all the process which are established, popular, well tested are already there in enterprise resource planning software, and these best practices can be used by the companies. If they do not have any good practice, they can directly use their best practices. Now, here I would like to introduce one concept as automation and business process reengineering. When you implement enterprise resource planning, you need to change the business process according to the best practices. If you want to take the advantage of best practices, change the business process. Automation is not BPR. Automation means if the process is bad, you just automate it, it will result a bad process. But business process reengineering is that we re-engineer, we change the business process, we modify the business process, we remove some of the business process, we add some process, so that the new business process is good for the organization and best for our business for enterprise resource planning or ERP software. So, generally business process reengineering is done before you implement enterprise resource planning. On the other hand, ERP has many challenges. First of all, adoption of ERP is a big challenge. You need to go for change management. Unless and until you implement change management, many people will not use ERP. So, ERP adoption is difficult. Similarly, the new system to old system to new system, sometimes it is difficult. People are comfortable with old system. Managers do not want to experiment with new system. So, these are the various challenges of enterprise resource planning. Let us understand supply chain management. Earlier we discussed ERP, which is inside or inward, but supply chain management is outward facing. It is not inward facing like ERP. Supply chain management system is an information system that helps in aligning, supporting and coordinating various activities of supply chain management. So, who are the stakeholders of supply chain management? It is suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, logistics. Now, each of the stakeholders requires different type of information, and the business processes are integrated. In case of enterprise system, supply chain management system provides an integrated view of these stakeholders and provide information to all the stakeholders of the system. Now, they may use digital technology, they may not use technology. Most of the time they use database management system, different type of system for interacting and all. For see, at each level of information system, each phases of information system, collecting the data, storing the data, processing the data, analyzing the data, disseminating the data, above all it is an information system. So, this information system provides, so one can use different type of technology in different stages of information system, supply chain management system, so that proper information can be provided to different levels of, and in the context of e-commerce, the supply chain management role information system is very powerful and becoming important in case of management. This is all about supply chain management. Let us understand customer relationship management. So, what is customer relationship management? It is also an enterprise system. It is also an enterprise system that will help you in identifying, selecting, acquiring and work with customers, and also to retain its customer. You will be able to predict when customers are going to leave. You identify who are the potential customer, you make segmentation, you select customers, you acquire them, you find out who are more profitable customers, who are most likely to churn. So, and then at the finally you must retain the customers, because the cost of retaining a customer is less than cost of acquiring the customer. So, in order to manage all this marketing part, sales part and customer functions, you need one CRM, a customer relationship management, a system, one information system that build relationship with customers and manage the relationship, and it integrates all the very processes related to customer facing functions. Okay. And it integrates information from different channels, What is basically a customer relationship management? It provides information about the customer. It keeps track of contacts of customers in an integrated way. It keeps, and it will help you in connecting to the customer. It will not solve your all the problems, information related problems. Why customer left your organization, CRM cannot answer. It is not that everything can be answered by CRM. No, CRM is only, it can answer, it answers the contacts of the customers, how to connect to the customers, how to get feedback from the customers, but all type of feedback cannot be collected through using customer relationship management. Many people they give more like whatever is possible by CRM. So, they give wrong information that CRM can do everything. By using CRM you can't do everything, you can do only specific things. So, you can identify, you can connect to the people, you can store contacts. So, you can so that you can get some information from the system. CRM is mostly it is customer level, it is individual level, whereas ERP is employee, CRM is customer level. So, it is transaction system. So, there are many advantages of CRM. At least you will be able to build relationship with CRM, you can get information from the CRM, but it has lot of limitations. CRM, one CRM information system cannot solve everything. You need different type of component CRM to solve different component of customer relationship management. There are many stages of customer relationship management, customer relationship. First of all, identify customer, select the customer, acquire the customer, build relation to the customer, retain the customer, and this is the life cycle of a customer. One information system, CRM information system cannot take care of all the parts of the customer relationship cycle, and one information system cannot keep track of everything, cannot solve. It will be very difficult for you to manage everything. So, different type of information system exist for different problems or different stages of customer relationship management. As I have already told you, there is a difference between ERP and CRM. So, let us understand what is expert system. Expert systems are information system that will help non-experts. So, basically experts, sometimes experts are not available, sometimes experts leave the organization, sometimes that type of knowledge is not available. So, in that case you need to reuse the expert knowledge, expertise which is already available. So, generally expert system helps you in collecting scarce expertise and knowledge from an expert and preserve it for use by non-expert. So, scarce knowledge, knowledge which is scarce, expertise. So, that type of knowledge is collected from experts and store it, and they so that it can be used by non-expert when experts are not available, or there are many situations where you can't get the services of experts. In that case, you take the help of expert system that will help you in giving expertise to the system. So, like this type of system what you are now listening to me is an example where now you can reuse this video anytime, any number of time. So, expert system use heuristic reasoning. Of course, this is not a direct example of expert system. So, expert system use heuristic instead of algorithms. They do not use any algorithms, they use heuristic reasoning which is called rules of thumbs. Solving a problem, no algorithm is used. It is an example of artificial intelligence. Now, what are the components of an expert system? Expert system components are user machine, people, technology. So, these are the components of any information system, and as I said, heuristic logic, heuristic is knowledge, and how are you going to store the expertise knowledge. So, user machine interface, you collect the knowledge expertise from the experts. A knowledge engineer collects knowledge or expertise from the experts, and then they store the knowledge, and knowledge is stored in various ways. Experts who provide expertise or wisdom. So, knowledge is stored. So, expert knowledge engineer gets knowledge from experts, store the knowledge in expert system, and how the knowledge is stored? Knowledge is stored in various ways like predicate calculus, scripts, frames, production rules. These are some advanced topics which can go through different sources to know more detail how knowledge is stored in a computer. So, expert system helps in a knowledge engineer to extract knowledge or to collect knowledge from expert and store it and then use it and for decision making. So, they can use for different purposes. So, any non-expert can use it. Of course, there are a lot of limitations of expert system. These are the various limitations of expert system. First of all, sometimes knowledge engineer who gets knowledge from experts, they may not know, they may assume many things, and then do they take action instead of asking to the expert. I will give you a small example. If I ask you, Saturday comes after Friday or before Friday? One expert has different view, but a knowledge engineer who may not have a different view will say that Saturday will come after Friday only, but an expert can say that Saturday can come before Friday or after Friday. This type of assumption this knowledge engineer takes, because they are poor in knowledge expertise. So, they assume many things and then they do not ask. Sometimes the knowledge, the experts, they provide knowledge, but the knowledge engineer, they do not understand what the experts are saying. So, in this case they write something else. So, knowledge is also very scarce and it is very difficult to update the knowledge. Some experts they die or they leave the company, then who is going to update the knowledge? The knowledge is very, now it is outdated, you cannot use that knowledge. So, updation of knowledge is very difficult. So, these are the issues of expert systems. MySyn is an example of expert system, tax advisor is an example of expert system. So, it can be used by different levels of management depending on the requirement. Then last one is called office support system. Office support system is one information system that assists employees in their day to day activities, such as office oriented, they use office oriented technology and the focus is only processing or office technology. For examples, you by sending email is an office information system, any system that helps you in sending information, printing. So, these are all active or scanning, these are all example of office information system, and then they use different type of technology, office technology, so that some activities they can do it. Executive information system, this is one information system which is the highest level of the hierarchy. So, first you say transaction processing system, then you say management reporting system, then you say decision support system, and then you say executive information system. Executive information system is basically top of the hierarchy of the any organization. They need information for their strategic decision making. They want information for survival and growth of the organization. They want to get information for gaining competitive advantage. Who will provide information to them? Executive information system collects different type of information and process and then give it to them, so that they can do different type of analysis. So, they get competitive advantage. Multi-dimensional analysis is done and they use internal or external. Remember, the accuracy of the data in enterprise, this type of executive information system is not that of transaction processing system. Transaction processing system, the accuracy is the highest. You may not get accurate data. If you remember, we discussed that perfect information is a myth. Organization at a higher level cannot get such type of perfect information, it is a myth. You can't get that such complete truth information, you may get half truth information. So, for survival and growth and competitive advantage, executive information system provide such type of knowledge and information to the management, so that they can take long term decision and they can take whether to open one sales outlet in one city is one executive information system. You just can't take, you get all the information, everything perfect. No, you take all the data and which is not fully accurate or some like estimate, and then you use some type of model and then find out where to put, whether to put the outlet or not in an organization, in a city. So, basically this type of executive information system are long term in nature, it is not short term, and it is used by strategic level as a strategic managers, so that they are more worried about and they can address their issues which are basically survival and growth and competitive advantage. So, such type of information system is difficult to get, and volume is also not very high compared to transaction processing system. The more the correct transaction at the accuracy, the correct transaction level, and the more accurate you get at the higher level information system. So, this is the reason why executive information system is very useful for the top level managers of the organization. Let us understand the two, whatever information system we discussed, we can categorize in two ways: information system different level of the organization and information systems functional perspective. Now, there are certain information system are for particular function. For example, sales automation is one information system. Personal information system is one for function. Like you want to develop a proposal, sales proposal, it is a functional system. Logistic, one functional perspective information system. So, individual functional system can be created to address different each function area, which is function system means which is vertical in nature. Similarly, we can also create information system that talks about the different levels and at different process level. So, in this case different levels. So, that level can cuts across all the functions. So, that type of information is more cross functional. So, and it can be used by many departments. Such information system is integrated, integrated all the business process of the organizations. So, many companies they develop information system according to their need. As I told you in the beginning, single information system is simply impossible to solve all the problems of the organization. That is the reason why we discuss different type of information system, and more specifically you have information system at the functional perspective and also you have information system at the process perspective or levels of the organization. Thank you.